I wanted to change this up and do this a little bit more vlog style because I like being able to talk to you. Not everything so curated, because it's, at least for me, I learn a lot better with conversations. You learn more about somebody, about something, just by talking. So, I within my own personal development journey, I watch a lot of different videos. Yeah, it's nice having the bullet pointed agendas, all the, on whatever side, on all the words and key phrases and topics and tips and tricks and nuggets and all the jargon that educators try to put out there to give you something to hold on to and to take away from this. And me, I've always enjoyed a conversation. I lied. I haven't always enjoyed a conversation. When I was younger, all the stuff that I'm doing now, all the reading, all the studying, talking to people, helping them help themselves, that wasn't something that I wanted to do when I was younger. That wasn't something that interests me. And it's funny, and I've talked to a couple other people recently, my wife included. I've been excited to go to Barnes and Nobles. I've been excited to purchase other books, whether it's in the genre of self-development, personal development, mindset, mentality, psychology, what have you. I've a couple of fiction here and there, but more in we'll call it self-help, the self-help area. And I've purchased so many books, and I'll actually take a picture and I'll put it up here of the bookshelf that we just bought. A very simple bookshelf from Amazon. Eventually, in our next house, I want to have a nice, real bookshelf, something sturdy made, all that stuff. But this works great. It's perfect. We bought 2 little bookshelves that we're going to fill with all our books, and that's excited me now. Seeing all the books that I've purchased in my lifetime and the more recently, that's excited me. This learning that I've never cared about. And you can talk to any one of my teachers in school. I've never really cared about learning. I was a C plus, probably not. I was a C student, bordering on CC minus. I didn't give a shit. I didn't care about school. Now being older, having a child of my own, and being on this journey of self-development, I've loved learning. I've loved reading. And I try to steal away some minutes in the day to be able to read different things. Things that excite me and light me up. And I only wish I had this when I was younger. So you're probably thinking, John, where is this all going to? The title of this video isn't really corresponding with what you're talking about. And what I want to talk about today is what we've covered this whole week. And it's about plans and planning. And I know what you're thinking. Majority of you have already probably clicked off. We plan all sorts of fun things in our life. We plan our weekends. We plan our Friday nights and Saturday nights. We plan vacations. We plan holidays. We plan going to a friend's house. We plan game nights and all this other stuff. We even go as far as planning finances, which you should be doing. You should be doing all this stuff. You want to be able to have a certain amount of fun and enjoyment in life. That's the whole point of life is, as I say, living a healthier, happier, more joyful life. You want to be able to wake up each day and enjoy the day you're going to have, unknowing what it's going to unfold. But we don't plan out our days. We don't plan out our life to where we want to go. We just are hoping and wishing it's going to happen. And that's part of our problem and part of the frustration that a lot of us continue to have on a daily basis, sometimes on an hourly basis. The increasing of anxiety, the increasing of stress, frustration, And it's another reason why a lot of us get sick easier is because we have all these negative energies, all this worry, all this stress and frustrations on us that it's been scientifically proven, diminishes our immune system, which, like you all know, increases the risk of getting sick. And it doesn't help that we pile on all the news channels and all the social medias that everybody's either they're bitching about their plight in life or they're over celebrating what their life is like, which makes you kind of pine over and want and become envious and jealous of them and where they are, instead of being happy for that person. And you might be outwardly happy. You know, I have a friend who, her and her family are in Disneyland right now, celebrate one of their daughter's birthdays. She goes hiking all over the place. She goes on these awesome hikes up mountains and all this stuff, and for days on end. And it is amazing that she's doing it. I would love to do it too. I love living vicariously through the pictures that she has. I have another friend, she lives out west, up in Washington, and she goes on different travels, and she does things in her home state, travels, takes amazing landscape pictures of the water, of the mountains, of the forests, and things that are just gorgeous and beautiful. And I don't have that around by me. But I'm living vicariously through those pictures, you know, possibly putting that on my life plan of saying, you know what, maybe I'm going to go there. Maybe that's a place that I want to go. Write that down and find a way to do that instead of just sitting there, oh, I wish I was there. Oh, I wish I could do that. Oh, and just you invite negative energy into you, which we don't want to do. So, long story short, getting distracted. Planning your life, planning our lives is needed. And I've talked in one of my videos and a couple of the videos this week is that plans don't always go the way you plan. And being in my corporate life, being a planner, it's something that I know very well. And I understand the opposite side of it, of the people who don't want to plan because they just want to run. They just want to go. They want to run the race. But if you don't understand where the race is taking you, you're either going to, one, follow somebody else, which, again, it increases the chances for us to get disappointed and frustrated and nervous and all these negative energies because we may want our life to go this way, but because we're following somebody else, we're going that way. So we have this divergence. We have this separation. And it's not good for our souls, for our mental state, our emotional state, because we're thinking one thing, but we're getting something else. And if those don't add up, it creates friction, which is why we have all these negative energies around us. So we need to be able to plan to where we want to go. When we're running that race, we need to know where the course is going. Where is it looping to? What is the course? How far is it? You know, when we don't know these little details, we end up going the way of other people's wants and desires. We end up putting our power into somebody else creating our lives. And I've talked about this for months on end, is we need to take back our power, take responsibility and accountability for what's going on in our lives, because everything's been a choice. Whether you've actually made the choice or you pretty much made a non-choice, you didn't choose anything, you just let life take its own course, which is a choice in and of itself. You're going down a river, and I'm using all these different analogies, I'm all over the place. You're going down a river in a boat without a paddle. You're just letting the river take you wherever you want to go. Instead of taking back the power, using that paddle, and you start paddling where you want to go. Maybe you want to turn around. Maybe you're going down rapids and you need to steer so you don't hit a rock. You don't hit a boulder. You don't crash, burn, and die. So when you're looking at your life, where do you want it to go? What is the ultimate end? In a lot of my clients, I use this, in coaching, we have this magical question. And it's basically, and I'm going to use this next week as well, when we're creating our goals, is when you wake up the next morning, when you wake up tomorrow morning, and you wake up and you find out that all your dreams have come true. You have everything you've ever wanted. You have all the time in the world, all the money in the world, all the obstacles, all the problems are taken away from you. How would you live your life? How would you wake up? How would you run your day? How would you go to bed? And how would your life progress? Now, a lot of the initial answers I get is, I don't know. I sit with that question and understand where you want that to go. And then next week, when we talk about our goals and talk about creating goals and smarter goals, we will understand, again, where our ultimate destination is, where our starting point is, and how to bridge that gap, how to make different goals and rungs of a ladder that I like to use, stepping stones to get us from point A to point B all the way through. Now, you're not going to get it in a year, depending on your goal. You might not get it in 2, 3, 5, 10, but we need to create that stuff, create those goals, create that action plan to be able to get us to that destination. Now, the destination can move. It can always move and adjust depending on where you are in life, depending on what's happening. Freak things can happen in life. You cannot plan for everything, but if you can plan for the little things, if you can do what I call pitfall planning, and plan for all the little obstacles, the low-hanging fruit in our lives of obstacles, of problems that we know is going to happen. And I always use the example of waking up early in the morning to go work out. If you know you're not an early morning riser, set your alarm. If you know that you're going to turn your alarm off and go straight back to sleep, well, then move your alarm away from your bed. Set a second alarm. Purchase a coffee maker. Set the time on it to brew coffee, wake you up, and maybe that sense that you have, that smelling that coffee, will get you up better than an alarm will. Pack your clothes the night before. There's all these different things you can do to take away the excuses, to take away the problems, the pitfalls, to be able to do what you have planned and set out to do. There's always action you can take to get something done. There's always an excuse, and I think more of us have been hanging on those excuses than we have doing the actions. So what small actions can you take? In my example of the weight loss, maybe the small steps you take is setting the alarm first and waking up to the alarm and then going back to sleep. And then the next day, waking up to the alarm, but standing up and getting up. And maybe going back down to go to sleep. And maybe the next day, the third day, you wake up, you get up, and you stay up. You don't actually go to the gym in those first 3 days. You don't actually go to the gym. Maybe it takes you a week to physically get your ass to the gym. But you did these incremental steps to get your body used to something, to get your mind used to something, to start creating that habit of, at this time I wake up. And eventually I'm going to get to the gym. And eventually I'm going to work out. And eventually I'm going to lose a pound, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 25, whatever your goal is. Be able to run farther, run faster, run in that marathon, do that endurance event. Or just look better in your clothes or look better naked. We all have different goals. But we need plans. We need to create plans and have plans in our life to be able to accomplish those goals. Now you might be wondering, John, why are you going with plans first if we need a goal to attach that plan to? Because I need you to understand how crucial it is to create plans. And not even just going through the plans, but getting all this, everything up in your head, all the information that you want, all the goals, desires, dreams, apprehensions, stressors, all that stuff. Get it out on paper. Get it out of your head, get it down on paper so you can look at it. And you can understand what you're fighting and what you're fighting for. And that might help you to make better plans, make better choices in your life. Not go to McDonald's when you're feeling hungry to pack a lunch, a healthy lunch with fruits and vegetables. But if you don't have that information out, it's always subject to change up here. You can always change with the wind, and we don't want that. We want to be able to affect that change ourselves, not just have it happen because life's happening. Be in control, be responsible, be accountable for your life, and create that plan. And then work on following it through. There's always room for adjustments, and we can work on that. But if you don't have a plan, then there's nothing to work on. Then you're just flowing through life, letting whatever happens happen, and using your emotions to combat whatever's happening around you that you don't like, which helps increase this downward spiral, these negative attitudes and attentions and mindsets. It increases those and increases our frustrations and why bad things and shitty things happen in our lives and why we have all these excuses. So create plans. Put your dreams, your desires down on paper. We don't have to create goals yet. Next week, we'll create goals. We'll figure out what a goal is, why we want to do it, how we can create goals, and smart goals. But even beyond that, smarter goals. And understand what smarter goals are. And then we can use my pitfall planning to get that low-hanging fruit out of there. We can put action steps into the action plan that we have to get over these pitfalls, to adapt, adjust, overcome, and continue to move forward to accomplish our goals, accomplish our dreams, and live the life that we've dreamt of and others will continue to dream of because they aren't doing the work that you're doing. So follow me next week on my daily videos and all my different social medias. They'll be here on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. They'll be all over those. Follow them. Follow me, subscribe to this channel, and ring the bell to be updated for all the information, all the videos and stuff that I bring out there to help you take that step, to take that leap, to move, even if it's an inch at a time, an inch at a day, to move forward in your life, to create a healthier, happier, and a more joy-filled life.